YouTube? I'm Kirsty, and in case you missed Monday Night Raw tonight, I got you. So it was in Pittsburgh tonight, and when it started, the entire Raw roster came out, and they asked everyone to stand to honor the fallen of the El Paso, Texas, and Dayton, Ohio shootings. And they did the 10 bells. So that was really cool, I think. But then immediately after that, they did a little, I guess they have a new Raw intro, so they did that. And when they came back, right after that sweet moment, there's Samoa Joe standing on the announce table, yelling that people are blaming him for what happened to Roman Reigns on SmackDown Live, but he was nowhere near there. And remember, Roman Reigns had like scaffolding and stuff thrown on him from a forklift, and they were saying it was like a forklift accident. And the announcer said that according to a poll, over 80% of people say it was not an accident. And Samoa Joe says he will wait until Roman Reigns comes out and he will get his apology for being wrongly accused of doing it. Our first match is a tag team, Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair versus Natalya and Trish Stratus. Natty and Becky both try to get each other in their respected submissions because it was announced that Sunday it's a submission match between Natalya and Becky. So they're both trying to out-submission the other one. Natty gives Becky an armbar, but Becky gets back on top. Only Charlotte tags herself in. She gives some big chops and kicks to Natty. Natty does the run over thing where like they sit down and Natty runs over their back, except this time Charlotte reached out and grabbed her ankle and then kicked her in the face when she fell. After a big clothesline to Natty, Charlotte acts like she's going to tag Becky, but then goes, ooh. Very 90s. Natty finally clotheslined Charlotte and tries to tag Trish, but Charlotte grabs Natty's foot and then suplexes her. Becky now tags herself in, and when she goes into the ring, Charlotte hits her from behind, walks up the ramp, and leaves. So Becky's looking at her like, what did you just do? What are you doing now? We're a tag team. So Natalya is able to use the distraction to get Becky into a sharpshooter. Becky gets to the rope, but Natalya does not let go. DQ right there. Trish Stratus tries to pull Natalya off of Becky, and Natty pushes her down and leaves the ring. Okay, and then they did a recap. And remember, guys, last week I was so behind, and I watched it on Hulu, and I know sometimes, excuse me, sometimes in Hulu they take things away. They were saying that last week when Andrade and Rey Mysterio fought, last week, Andrade ripped off Rey Mysterio's mask. I didn't see that. I don't think I saw that. I don't remember it. And that's something I remember. Because that's rude. So, for Payback, we have Rey Mysterio again versus Andrade featuring Zelina Vega. Rey comes out hot with some kicks, but one shoulder tackle by Andrade knocks him down a peg. Andrade goes to run, and Rey grabs his leg and trips him, sending Andrade through the rope to ringside. Mysterio does the thing where he runs and he slides on his belly and then does a sunset flip as he's sliding. He does that to Andrade, sends Andrade into the barricade. Mysterio does a senton and a big kick and cover. Andrade kicks out. Oh, they're back in the ring now, sorry. Rey does a sunset bomb. Andrade kicks out again. Andrade gives him a huge elbow to the face. Cover, but Rey Mysterio kicks out. Both men go to the turnbuckle. Andrade hangs up Rey by his ankles, so he's hanging down, and then does a stomp to his chest. Rey recovers, does a crucifix driver. Andrade throws Rey into the corner, double knees to face, but Rey recovers. He gets Andrade into position for the 619. Only Zelina Vega distracts Rey, and Andrade powerbombs Rey There's a kick out. Andrade's frustrated. So once again, he tries to rip off Rey Mysterio's mask. So Rey goes backwards, grabbing his face like, what are you doing? And Zelina Vega kind of slams Rey's head into the rope, but the ref doesn't see it. Then Andrade is able to do a huge slam, cover for 3. Andrade wins thanks to Zelina Vega. Then we have a little segment of Maria Kanellis at the baby doctor for a pregnancy checkup, and the doctor calls her in commercial. When we come back, Maria's on the doctor's table. The doctor's washing her hands, and Maria's still holding the title. Mike Kanellis, throws his arms over her and hugs her and says, I love you so much. The doctor was a ref. I think it was a ref Jess, actually. Takes her coat off. 1, 2, 3. That hug counted as a pin. Mike Kanellis took the belt from his own wife. So he goes in the waiting room, all super excited. And there's a couple more people in there from last time. R-Truth is dressed as a pregnant lady, and Carmella's sitting with him. So R-Truth acts like he has a baby, pulls out a doll, throws it. When Mike goes to catch it, R-Truth throws him down, pins him for 3. R-Truth is the new 24/7 champ. This is 12 times maybe? Then we had a Becky Lynch interview. She says, while I was changing the women's division, Natty was on a TV show changing her bikini. While I was perfecting my moves, Natalya was perfecting her duck face. Then Natalya had an interview that says Becky won't disarm her and she will be the new Raw Women's Champ. Then Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman enter the ring. Paul says, isn't Seth Rollins supposed to be the Beast Slayer? The architect that would burn down Suplex City? Then they showed a recap of last week. Remember, Brock Lesnar just slaughtered Seth Rollins. Seriously. Throws him ribs first into a steel chair 4 times. Throws him into a gurney. It was hard to watch. Paul Heyman said he begged the Beast to show mercy. And now Seth Rollins is here tonight. He has more courage than he has brains. Enter Seth Rollins, barely walking down the ramp, carrying a steel chair. I mean, it was very zombie, dragging the leg behind you and stuff. Seth raises the chair to Brock, who takes it, slams it into Seth's ribs repeatedly, then throws him into the turnbuckle. F5. Seth's laying on the ground, writhing in pain as Brock and Paul leave. After the commercial, Seth gets a mic and says, I have to ask myself if this is worth it. You just want to protect the thing you love. For me, the answer is yes. This is all I am, all I've ever wanted, and all I've got. I'll be at SummerSlam, and I will beat Brock Lesnar. Then we had an interview with Pittsburgh's own Kurt Angle, who is going to be the special ref tonight for Cedric Alexander versus Drew McIntyre. While he's talking, all of a sudden from the back you hear, USA, USA. Who is it? Street Profits. They ask him to have a drink with them, and Kurt's like, well, I promised my wife I wouldn't do anything crazy. They pull out a thing of milk, and they all drink in the red cups, and then Dawkins turns around, and Drew McIntyre's right there, and he says that Kurt Angle better call the match fairly, and he reminds Kurt that he once tapped him out into an ankle lock. Next was the Viking Raiders versus 2 guys. What is it? Squash match. Ivar throws one guy, punches another guy on a rope. Eric suplexes a guy. Tag. Ivar splashes him. Viking experience. Again, we get it. They're tough. Can they fight like actual fighters now? Oh, and then they had a really sweet Harley Race memorial. Next we have Cedric Alexander versus Drew McIntyre with Kurt Angle as the special guest ref. Drew hits Cedric from behind while he's walking to the ring, throws him into the barricade. Cedric finally kicks him into the ring post, walks on the barricade, does a tornado DDT to Drew. The bell hasn't even rang. But this is when the lights go out. Yes, it's the Fiend in the ring, doing another mandible claw to Kurt Angle. End scene. Next, it's Big E and Xavier Woods versus the OC. Xavier and Anderson start. After Xavier shoulder tackles Anderson, AJ Styles hits Big E on the ringside. Gallows come in. They're all beating up the New Day. And Ricochet comes out and clears the whole ring. It was really weird. Like, they just started fighting. It started as an actual match for like 10 seconds. And then just everybody started fighting. New Day got beat up. Ricochet came down and just beat everybody up. Then there's a commercial and we come back and I said it the whole commercial break. They're going to turn this into a 6-man tag team, aren't they? Yes, they did. Ricochet gets AJ down, punches him. AJ stomps Ricochet's throat, tag to Anderson. Ricochet does the neck breaker to Carl, tag to Big E. Big E punches, but Carl kicks his knee, tag to Gallows. And Gallows has painted his face. Seriously. Gallows has big hands to Big E. Cover, Big E kick out. Gallows does elbows and a massive kick to E. A lariat to Ricochet on the rope. Tag to Styles. AJ does some knees and some elbows. Elbows Xavier onto the rope. Who's on the rope. Big E does a belly to belly to AJ. Tag to Woods. And a tag to Anderson. Woods gets Anderson down. Does a sliding knee. AJ jumps in. So Ricochet goes in. Throws AJ out. Gallows throws Ricochet into the barricade. AJ hits Woods. Anderson tags Gallows. Magic Killer. OC wins. I mean, it was short. It was like a short match and not too many memorable things from it. But I am really excited to see Ricochet versus AJ Styles at SummerSlam because I really like them fighting together. It's really interesting. And there's a poll going around on Twitter, like, which SummerSlam match are you most excited for? And that's not one of the options. A producer tells Samoa Joe that Roman Reigns is here. Joe says Raw is shut down and he'll be in the ring for his apology. Joe's in the ring. He says, "Oh, Roman Reigns, come apologize to me." Nobody. Nothing. Joe grabs a steel chair, sits in the ring. Raw is shut down until Roman apologizes to me. A couple minutes go by. It's a little awkward. Joe gets word that Roman is in the parking lot, so he goes to meet him. Reigns gets out of the car, and him and Joe are standing kind of far apart, yelling at each other. And then Roman dives into his car as another car slams into his car. Commercial, come back. Samoa Joe is yelling at Roman to stay down, screaming for a medic. Triple H comes over, trying to make sure Reigns is okay. So, looks like the forklift accident wasn't such an accident after all. Oh, you guys, we have a women's tag team title match. Not only that, it's a fatal 4-way. Not only that, it's an elimination. This was pretty much the headliner. There's just one little segment after this, but this was super cool, you guys. It's the Kabuki Warriors with Paige versus Fire and Desire, which is Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. Then they're also against Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, all versus the Iconics, who still have the titles. Mandy versus Billy. Billy immediately tags Peyton, who stomps to Mandy. Iconics just run around the ring tagging each other so they can both be in the ring. Like, it's really weird, but they take out the Kabuki Warriors off the rope. Sonya Deville comes in, they double team her. Then Alexa Bliss, then Kairi Sane, then Asuka. Mandy Rose finally gets Peyton from behind, does some big forearms to Billy, tag to Sonya. Sonya does some big kicks, tag to Mandy, cover for 3. Iconics are eliminated, so no matter what, we're going to have new women's tag team champions tonight. And then it went to commercial. Then we come back and it's Nikki in the ring with Mandy. Nikki immediately tags Asuka. So Mandy screams and tags Alexa. They're just passing the tag around. No one wants to fight Asuka. It's kind of funny. But Sonya will. She don't care. So Sonya gets in there. Sonya shoulder tackles Asuka. Asuka does one back, but hers is bigger. They exchange some kicks, tag to Kairi. Double team by the Kabuki Warriors. Sonya tags Alexa, and Kairi does this to Alexa. Like measuring height. So then Alexa kicks her in the stomach, and when she's down on the ground, then Alexa's like measuring the heights. I'm very short, so I'm very used to people doing that to me. Kairi kicks to Alexa's midsection. I said tummy earlier. Let's go with midsection. Sorry. Alexa tags to Sonya. She tags Mandy, and they double team Asuka. Asuka does a big knee to the face of Mandy. Asuka lock, Mandy tap. So it's either Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross or the Kabuki Warriors. Kind of okay with either. Commercial. Asuka is doing an ankle lock to Nikki, which moves into the chin lock. Nikki finally gets out, tagged to Alexa. Nikki slams Asuka into the turnbuckle so Alexa can run up and slap her. Tag back to Nikki. Cross pulls Asuka down by her arm, just yanks it. Nikki does a back body slam, punches to midsection. Asuka does a big kick and German suplex to Nikki. Tag to Kairi and tag to Alexa. Kairi does a big drop kick, a crossbody, punch to Nikki, who's on the rope, sliding drop kick, tag to Asuka. Big knee, tag back to Kairi. This is where it gets interesting. Kairi goes to the top turnbuckle, and Nikki pushes her off. So Asuka runs in the ring, and Nikki does the thing where she gets her in the cloth of the apron and just starts punching her, and Alexa punches... Oh, that's different. Sorry, guys. I'm so tired. Oh, yeah. Alexa does a sliding kick. So Kairi tries to run at Alexa Bliss, but Bliss moves, and Kairi hits Nikki, so Asuka's able to get out. Alexa punches Kairi Sane in the face, does a twisted Bliss from the top rope. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross are the women's tag team champions. Sorry, guys. I know this. I feel like this is so slow moving. This is definitely not my best work. I'm so sorry. But this is the final thing that happened. It's the Miz TV contract signing featuring Shawn Michaels. Dolph Ziggler comes down and he's talking to Smack saying there's only one legend in this ring and it's me. Then he just walks over the contract and sign it. And Miz says, yeah, okay. So I'll fight you next Monday then? And Dolph looks confused and Miz is like, you didn't read the contract first, did ya? You're fighting at SummerSlam, but not me. So then Ziggler looks at Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels says, not me either. Enter Goldberg. He signs the contract. He says, Dolph Ziggler, you're next. And as Dolph angrily walks up the ramp, Shawn Michaels meets him there with sweet chin music. And not really excited about this. I know we should give him a chance to redeem himself since Superstar Showdown or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, that was Raw. I'm so sorry, guys. I know this one is like really hard to watch. I apologize. I'm going to do better. Just not tonight. If you're looking for a podcast, the amazing Oz Banks and I do one called Beyond Serious, the podcast. And we are doing it tomorrow early in the morning. So if you click a like on Facebook, we usually add clips like live as we're doing it. You can like type to us and stuff. You can always follow me on Kish Twitter at always_KIRSTIE. Tomorrow night, SmackDown Live. And then this weekend is NXT TakeOver and SummerSlam is this Sunday. don't forget either of those. I work till, I think, 5:30 Saturday, so I'm going to miss, I'm bad with time zones. I don't know what I'm going to miss. And Sunday I work till 5, so hopefully I just miss pre-show talking and not pre-show matches. But I'm thinking I have the day after SummerSlam off, so I might watch it that night, but then re-watch it the next day and do a video. That way I can, like, be in the moment. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Probably not. I'm so sorry, guys. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If I don't annoy you too much, feel free to subscribe. All my subscribers, thank you so much. I promise I'll do better.